Now we're going to look at linear equations that are a little bit more involved, a little bit more complex. And so this first one, we're just going to work some examples. This first one has parentheses in it. Whenever your linear equation has parentheses, what you want to do is remove the parentheses. You remove the parentheses by distributing, okay? So right here we have -3 times w minus 4 plus 5 equal to 10 minus w plus 1. So we have to get rid of these parentheses by distributing what's in front of the parentheses. So here we have a -3 in front of the parentheses. So we're going to distribute it. Distributing means multiply by everything in the parentheses. So I'm going to take this -3 and multiply it by w, and I'm going to also take this -3 and multiply it by -4. -3 times w is -3w. -3 times -4 is +12. Drop the plus 5, drop the 10, and now I need to get rid of these parentheses. So this time I have just a sign in front of the parentheses. If you want to think of it, there's an understood 1 right there. So I'm distributing the -1. I'm multiplying -1 times this and -1 times that. And essentially it's just changing the sign of everything in the parentheses. -1 times w is -w, and -1 times 1 is -1. Once you get rid of the parentheses, the rest is just simplifying and then solving the linear equation that results, the linear equation in one variable. So on this side, the like terms I have, like terms means it has the same variable and the same exponent. So this one has no variable, so these would be considered like terms, 12 and 5. So 12 plus 5 is 17. So we get -3w plus 17. On this side, your like terms are the 10 and the -1 because they both have no variables. Those are considered constants. So 10 minus 1 is 9. So that becomes 9 minus w. So now we have this linear equation in one variable. There's one variable, there's the equal sign, there's no exponent on that variable. There's an understood exponent of 1. So now the goal is to be home alone, to get all the variables on one side first and then isolate that variable. So I have some w over here and some w's over here, so I need to combine these all on one side. So you can either move the 3w to this side or you can move the -w to this side. So I'm going to move the 3w over here. Well, actually, I'm going to move the -w over here. That's a -w. So in order to move it over, I have to add w. Remember, subtraction is married to addition. So add w here. -3w plus 1w is -2w. Drop down the plus 17 and drop down the 9. So now the goal is to isolate the w. I got to get rid of the -2 and the 17. Which one do I get rid of first? Get rid of the 17. That's a positive 17. So subtract 17 from both sides. The 17 minus 17 is 0, so that leaves me with -2w. 9 minus 17 is -8. Now I need to get rid of the -2. So divide both sides by -2. And that gives me w equal to 4. So my answer is w equal to 4. All right, now I want you to try this one. So pause the video for a moment and try to see if you can work this one, and we'll come back and see what you get. All right, so you should have started by distributing 5. So 5 times x is 5x, and then distribute the 5 to the 4. 5 times -4 is -20. Drop down the -2. So that gets rid of the first set of parentheses. Now you want to get rid of this second set of parentheses. So you have to now distribute the 2. So multiply 2 by everything in the parentheses. So 2 times x, which is 2x, and 2 times 4, which is 14, and drop down to 3. Once you get rid of all your parentheses, the next thing you want to do is combine your like terms. So the like terms here will be the -20 and the -2 because they don't have any variable connected to them. -20 and -2 is -22. And then your like terms over here will be the 14 and the -3. 14 minus 3 is 11, so that becomes 2x plus 11. So now you need to get all of your variables on one side. So you have some x's over here, some x's over here. The goal is to be at home alone in peace, but you got to have yourself together first. So I'm going to move this 2x to the other side. Since it's a positive 2x, remember addition is married to subtraction. So you have to subtract 2x. And remember our principle that says whatever you do to one side, you also have to do to the other side. So 5x minus 2x is 3x. Drop down to minus 22. And that leaves you with 11 on the right side. So now you're all on one side. All the x's are together. You now have to get rid of the 3 and the 22. So this is a minus 22. To get rid of subtraction, you have to do the opposite of subtraction, or call it spouse, which is addition. So add 22 to both sides. So remember the principle. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side of the equal sign. So that gives you 3x equal to 33. Now you have to get rid of the 3. This operation says 3 times x. To get rid of multiplication, you call the spousal multiplication, which is division. So you have to divide both sides by 3. And so you end up with x is equal to 11. Is that what you got? Did you get that? Hopefully you got it. If not, go back and see where you made your mistake and make sure you can follow these steps.